Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your 5-card draw. What do I need read for this new moon to full moon in April 2022? I'm your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle, link in the description box, my legacy, unless I write another one, creator on Patreon, patreon.com/drawing the circle. I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey, if you're new to the channel, 5-card draw means 1 card from 5 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline. In this case, a waxing moon, new to full, April 2022. We'll look at that in a minute. Just to tell you that these 5 decks also represent the 5 magical elements: fire, earth, air, water, and spirit, to help you refine the seeds that you plant at the new moon, to watch them grow to the full moon. Spell kit, it's been called by a couple of my clients, and I'm okay with that. You know, your manifestational work, your creativity, your law of attraction, whatever you want to call it, you do you. That's your spiritual path and art form. I'm just here to get you some clarity. So let's look at this rather interesting astrological timeline we're looking at here. We're looking at the new moon in Aries on Friday, April 1st, April Fool's Day, 2:24 a.m. Eastern Time. I am in New York. Now, we'll talk about that. The 3 days before that, however, is the dark moon in Pisces. The 3 days before the new moon is the dark moon. I did a 7-card draw series, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, for all 12 zodiacs. You might want to check that out because that could be rough. Just saying, that could be a rough patch. But certainly, a new moon is a conjunction of the sun and moon. They are within 5 degrees of each other, hence Sun and Moon in Aries. On a Friday of all things, you're looking at the first house, Aries dynamic, self, right? Any kind of magic you want to do for yourself. But on a Friday, the day of Venus, definitely a day of self-love. So regardless of what is recommended here from the pantheons of the divine, love yourself, good day to start it. Because what's interesting, that's not the interesting part. Here's the interesting part: the 2 weeks following. The waxing, the building, the creating, the manifesting, the magnetizing towards you, attracting it, whatever you want to call it. The full moon in Libra on Saturday the 16th, it's opposite sign. That's not unusual, 2:54 p.m. Eastern. But we start with a new moon, and it's like this every year, but a new moon in Aries on a Friday to a full moon in Libra goes from love of self to love in a 7th house dynamic, partnerships, marriage, right? So this could be a very, very interesting one if you're looking for that one-on-one love vibe sort of thing. So that being said, it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs to get more points of view on the timeline we're about to look at, or maybe another seed to plant entirely, because who's just got one thing going on planet Earth right now? And before we dive in, let me just say this. I am well aware of what's going on planet Earth with the Ukraine and the Oscars and everything else at the time of this recording. This is about you fulfilling your purpose, you doing what you came to do in this lifetime. I don't have a lot of financial or political power in order to change anything that drastically out there, but I can do it. I incarnated here to do, and this is part of it. My work here on YouTube as Patreon and teaching and clients and all of that. So I hope this helps you to, you know, create some of the things you want in your life, that you need in your life. It is a what do I need read, and that helps everybody. It just does. Unity Consciousness 101. You ready? Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath, if you will. I'll get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Here we go. As I call upon the ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, my 8th housers watching this video, receiving this reading for their element of fire, a magical spell card by Lucy Cavendish, what they yearn for. what they burn for, their what and their why of what they want this new moon in Aries to full in Libra 2022. Inspiration. Now that could be inspiration to anything, but let me read you the spell fragment. Oh, and it involves an Egyptian goddess, Isis. Goddess of magic, I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me. Now, if you're not working that pantheon, you could certainly fill in the blank with the deity of your choice, right? Apollo, god of magic, I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me. Whoever it is you work with, fill in those blanks. But it is planting a seed for inspiration. Inspiration is crown chakra, thoughts and ideas, third eye. So this might very well be a crown chakra thing for you. Let's see. Or at least opening up the 1,000-petaled lotus, a few more petals, right? Get some new channels, so to speak. That's your element of fire, burning, yearning for inspiration. Let's give it some element of earth, the Crystal Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. If you have the stone on the card, that's great. Use it if you like. If you don't, you want to get it, you do you, but you don't really need it. A clear quartz can handle anything. Just program it with whatever the vibe is, or just go grab a rock from outside, just as a little element of earth, a touchstone, right? Like tying a string around your finger to remember. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon my beloved Archangel Ariel, one of the archangels of the North Powers of Earth, hence the Crystal Oracle, my beloved Archangel of Lyons, Ariel, Lioness of God, who I was named after apparently, please. One card in clarity for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading with inspiration in their element of fire. What is the earth? The fuel that feeds the fire to help them ground and manifest their heart's desire, and maybe even a magical carrier, this new two full. Ooh, turquoise, which is kind of cool because the deities that I work with in the sign of Scorpio, both of them, there are two of them that share the throne of Scorpio, both have turquoise rings. That's a little coinky dinkle. I think we're putting those a little bit closer to the cards. Now, I use it as a throat chakra stone. Personally, you do you. But turquoise, not impossible to get your hands on at a relatively inexpensive dealio. Just careful online, right? Get somebody reputable. They can make anything look like anything with plastic nowadays. You kids and your polymers. In my day, we had rock and we liked it. Turquoise. Let's try and keep it light, shall we? Turquoise, speaking one's truth, clear communication and purification. And doesn't clear communication just create purification of some people in your life? Don't be afraid to speak your truth. A situation that is causing you concern can easily be resolved by simply expressing how you truly feel. Let's stick a pin in that. You might be waiting for the inspired moment to do that, not coming from anger or from pain or from a combative thing, coming for somebody, right? This could be like, no, let it, I'll speak my truth, but I want it to be in the right moment. You will not hurt or upset anyone by speaking your truth, depending on how you deliver it, Scorpio. You're not known for your tact, necessarily, when it comes to speaking truth. When you do, it comes out like a stinger, Scorpio. In fact, speaking the truth has the opposite effect to what you think. By communicating your feelings and preferences clearly and honestly, all concerned will be relieved. At present, others are rather confused because they sense that all is not the way you are purporting it to be. Every Scorpio I've ever met, white courtesy telephone. This magical turquoise crystal will help you ease any fear you have regarding clear and true communication with either yourself or others. That's throat chakra. So wait, what were our keywords there? Speaking the truth, that was for sure. Self-expression. Oh, I forgot the alphabet for a minute there. Come on, turquoise. Speaking one's truth, clear communication, which means without all that angst or anger in it. purification. So SCP, speaking one's truth, clear communication, purification. I like it, particularly if you're going to speak your inspirations to people, right? That could be tricky. Don't hand your bubble to bubble poppers, but the Scorpios usually don't. They're usually the bubble poppies. The bubble poppers? Yeah, whatever. I love you. Element of air. The healing with the angels. Oracle, fire needs air. Air does not need fire. So what is the mental part? The thought part, particularly if you're going to be communicating yourself clearly. It's definitely an element of air thing, though the throat chakra is the willpower, fire, choice, will, desire of what you say, what you don't, what you will, what you won't, as well as the healing with the angels oracle indicates that there is a legion of healing angels waiting in the wings with their wings to swoop in and help, but they only come when called, invited, right? Unlike vampires, well, yeah, they have to be invited in. But angels and archangels always give more than they take, except what they take is usually our illusions, but disillusionment has never been fun, has it? Please take a nice deep breath. Particularly if you're going to communicate clearly. Still point. As I call upon the angels and archangels of water, the sign of Scorpio, powers of the West. Now, we're not shit-talking the Scorpios. We're being loving and kind here. So I call upon the Gabrielites, those very same archangels of water. Scorpio, powers of the West. Beloved angels of healing waters, please. What is the healing angel legion for their element of air? What they can think about, read about, research, pray to, meditate on, chant about, to help them stoke the fire of inspiration with that self-expression, right? Clear communication, speaking one's truth, and the purification, the clearing of the air that will come of that, we hope. Maybe done gradually over a 2-week period, this new to full. Why do we do it? Power. That's why we do it. That call upon the healing angels of power to empower you. Now, there are a couple of ways to play that. The healing angels of power help you heal your power. Willpower, right? To speak one's inspiration, to do it wisely and well, right? Not necessarily plastering it all over the world, social media, but not completely swallowing it so nobody knows it either. Close to the rite of confession, you can certainly empower yourself by speaking your truth here. As well as, this is about the angels powering your healing. Play with the words that way, right? That there is great power here, but you're also healing your power systems. It's really cool. I like it. It makes sense. Particularly inspiration, to be able to take inspiration and bring it into form, is creative power, manifestational power. This really makes sense for a waxing moon read. So let's get the element of water, your natural element. Scorpio, the whispers of love oracle, the energy and motion that we call emotion. Let's do this. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the whisper of love? Because obviously they're communicating their truth to somebody, speaking their truth, clear communication with purification. What is the piece of information, inspiration, insight most needed by the Scorpio? This new to full with this inspiration, with the turquoise vibe and the healing angels of power coming to help them powerfully heal, as well as heal their sense of power. This new to full. Listen with your heart. Listen to my heart beat. Thank you, Laurie Anderson. Listen with your heart. You're listening to what is being said, but you need to listen with a loving heart. So you might not be the only one communicating here. I mean, there are other cards that could have said that there's a big heart-to-heart conversation going on here. But as a water sign, You need to listen with your heart. Everybody's in pain. Now, I'm not going to talk about the Oscars. I already did that twice today. One on Patreon and one on my private YouTube group. Facebook group. The Mark Angelo Lyons Mal for short private Facebook group. It's findable. You just can't see what we post. The truth is that we all need to hear with an open heart because people are in pain, what we've been through, not just with the pandemic, but, you know, that potentiality of World War III and that 5 minutes we got in between the two was lovely. We got to center ourselves, right? But then, next chapter, it wasn't much of an intermission on that one, right? So to open your heart here, and that might mean not speaking this until you are ready to hear with an open heart, which, let's face it, takes vulnerability. And who's good at that? Who is good at that? Not so much Scorpios. Oh, come on. You're all sweethearts on the inside, but you got that then stingers. I do love a Scorpio, though. My first real boyfriend was a Scorpio. 6'5". I like a man I can climb. Shall we, Scorpio? Let's get your card of spirit. The Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. To get you a mantra to charge this. So you get a piece of turquoise or something similar. Cast for inspiration, calling in the healing angels of power, and being willing to listen with your heart, maybe to what the inspiration that's coming through you as well, so that you can communicate it from a more heart-centered place instead of a gotcha moment. Ooh. Scorpios, you're sort of known for gotcha moments, aren't you? You intuitive laser beams, fixed water. Charge it with the mantra, with the turquoise, every day for the 14 days. That's what I'm doing. So let's see what hits the table from the Ascended Masters. Breathe. Still point. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly, because this could be about anything. Please, one card in clarity, the element of spirit for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Watching this video, receiving this reading, make it specific for them so they can do this mantra silently, healing their power, right? Opening their heart so that they can communicate clearly, right? And there's going to be some purification, but the card says they're not going to hurt anybody by speaking their truth here. But I can understand wanting inspiration to do that in alignment with truth, in alignment with their soul, their spirit, their true self. So please, one card in clarity. What's their healing mantra card? This new to full April 2022. Leave it in my hand, just one, please. Just leave it in my hand, just one, please. Untangling neglect. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. Is that what's holding you back? Why not, right? We all seek approval, right? Do something good as a kid, get a cookie. Do something bad as a kid, mommy dearest. Sorry. I'm 53 years old. I'm allowed my cultural references. Yeah, I know I don't look at things. So this does make sense. I am going to read this from the Bookie Book. I didn't in the Libra read because it was so on the nose. I think this one needs the Bookie Book reading, and I opened right to it. Untangling neglect. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. Not forgiveness, not love. Approval is a child of love, if you want to look at it that way, but approval. When neglect is untangled, you are no longer turning to outside sources for constant reassurance and validation. And speaking your truth clearly, and it's going to purify the air. It's definitely going to clear the air. Instead, you are going within the depths of your own heart to notice the parts of yourself that require the presence of your attention, hence getting that heart open. Yeah. In nurturing yourself in this way, you step forward as the first responder to each wound, concern, and desire, meaning that your concerns of this, rocking the boat, don't tip the boat over. Sorry. No, I'm not. The apprehension of it all, right? To be the first responder of that. From this space, there becomes less of a likelihood of attracting relationships where further neglect occurs simply because you have accepted your role as the one who nurtures the innocence within you, which is what receives the inspiration. What happens after that is where our, let's call it, non-innocence kicks in. Our fear, our guilt, our shame, our I'm not good enough, whatever that may be. This mantra is ideal for building self-confidence, surviving codependency, abuse, neglect, codependency, and loss, the 4 ego wounds. This is about healing one of them, neglect, which is silent and not as easy to catch as abuse. But codependency is a killer of dreams, right? A killer of desires, and healing neediness. And look, we all have our needs, but when we get our needs and our wants confused, shit gets tricky. And really, you don't need anybody to approve of you or anyone else at this point. For you to accept your inspirations and to voice them in a clear way, if you know that your intent is clear and you know you're taking the time to give yourself the approval you desire, so you don't need it from others there. Not only does that empower you, but it then allows you to listen with an open heart. This is subtle, but I think worthy of it, depending on what that inspiration is. You know, a lot of us are getting solutions to things that our ancestors would have loved to have known, but it wasn't time yet, right? Not just new technologies, new spiritual modalities, new ways of healing, new ways of relating to each other. And this, if this is about your creativity as an artist, we need all of that with a side of fries, vegan or otherwise. Let me put it together for you in a little summation along with a blessing. We'll chat a little bit at the end and then we're done. Please, one more nice deep breath. And for me, yeah. Still point. Made me cough. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Scorpio collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need this new moon to full moon, that they can untangle neglect, giving themselves the time they need to give themselves all the approval they desire, while they listen with an open heart, perhaps to the emotions that need to be heard that have been neglected, or dealing with codependent wounds, but certainly in conversations with others, having that heart open as well with the healing angels of power, empowering them, healing them in terms of their power, and also empowering their healing to do this. And building self-confidence here would certainly be part of that. Healing the neediness, that's only going to make somebody more powerful, and working with that turquoise literally or symbolically, that they have clear communication, right? That they are able to speak their truth and understand it is going to clear the air, and the truth does set you free, but it usually pisses you off first. Thank you, Gloria Steinem. Would love to meet you, and thank you for that personally someday, with that fire of inspiration to do it when it's inspired, or to communicate their inspiration, not giving a rat's ass about what anybody thinks, because they're giving themselves all the approval that they desire. And may they be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to be the best that they can be, and fulfill their role in the divine plan, manifesting their inspiration, their divine given guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power in a time where the world is in desperate need of that. And may we all be blessed by their healing, by their seeds planted coming to fruition for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. Oh. Isis, goddess of magic, we ask thee, bring your inspiration to them, to thee, for the well-being of all, with harm to none. Oh, as we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. So it is. I love you, my Scorpios. I have an older brother who's a Scorpio. I'm allowed to joke. I said an older brother. Can you imagine that 3 years made a difference? But did you like the video? Then like it. Hit the thumbs up. Help the other Scorps find it. They need their inspirations voiced. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe. Oh, I got them confused. Hit the subscription button because I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. And you might want to hit the notification bell because I put these up as soon as they are done processing. You never know when they're going to hit. And if you want to really go deep, Scorps, you want to really come play, you want to play hard, you want to play dirty, come play Patreon on Patreon, patreon.com/drawingthecircle. I stream there every morning talking about the astrological energies of the day, and we always do a little prayer, a little blessing, and you get to see me in a bathrobe drinking coffee. What more could somebody want from Patreon? I love you. Good luck with this. Comment if you will. If you feel like anonymously saying what your inspiration is, you can use the comment section. I read them. I just don't always read them as soon as they're done, right? So wishing you all the very best and the very blessed, my beloved fixed water signs, my 8th housers. I love you. I'll say it again. I love you. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.